Hello and welcome. I am a French style enthusiast living in London, and on this channel I share content about how to add a little bit of a French je ne sais quoi to your life, as well as how to find secondhand treasures and how to enjoy beautiful things while not breaking the bank. So in this series, what I'm going to do is I would like to explain why it's amazing to shop secondhand, and in particular to shop on Vinted. I have been using it for about 5 years, and I swear by it. So this is basically 5 years worth of tips and tricks on how to use Vinted. This is going to be a series where I will teach you how to create a profile and the basics of setting yourself up on Vinted, how to use its search functionality to find treasures, and also how to use it to sell, what to do when you receive the thing that you've ordered to make sure that it's exactly as you wanted, how to return things, and all the processes associated to buying on Vinted. I am starting with this video, which is an intro. If you want to skip right ahead to how to actually use the app, then it's in the next video, which I will link. So let's get back to the intro, which is why use it at all. So I think I would say now 90% of what I buy secondhand, and particularly on Vinted. When I first started out, I didn't use it at all. Like I was like, what is this? Why would I need it? You know, like I can just go to a shop, or I can basically use Amazon. So why would I buy anything secondhand? So I was basically just your standard consumer. But then I started using it during COVID, and now 5 years later, I use Vinted as a first port of call when I'm looking for something. First, I look for it, or maybe I'll go check how much it costs new, so that I have a reference point, and then I'll go on Vinted and buy it on Vinted. Here are a few things that why I prefer this app to any other, like eBay or Vestiaire Collective or Depop and all of the other ones. I think Vinted, in the UK at least, is the go-to secondhand platform, which means that there is a lot of choice and a lot of available items. So it's a bit of the law of offer and demand. There's a lot on offer on Vinted, and so I'm practically guaranteed to find what I'm looking for if I go there. So first thing. Second is essentially I find the search functionalities to be excellent, because, for example, on eBay, if you're looking for a specific size, for example, it's kind of hard to pinpoint that particular size. Or if you want to have like a really nuanced way of determining what condition you want the object to be in, there's less nuance on eBay, for example, than there is on Vinted. And I will walk you through all this in the method of how to use it. So here I'm just talking about the pros and cons. And it's not just designer stuff, like, for example, Vestiaire Collective or Fashion File. So you can find like everyday stuff there. Like if I want, I don't know, like a cable for my computer, I can find it on Vinted. Obviously also the prices are like mind-boggling, like really, really amazing. So if I'm looking for something, I'm always going to check first if it's available on Vinted, because if I can pay a quarter of the price, then why wouldn't I? And I think one of the most common misconceptions about shopping secondhand is that everything's going to be in a terrible condition, or that it's going to be very used, or that it's going to be smelly or something like that. But actually, you can set Vinted to only look at things that still have tags on, for example. So if you're concerned about, you don't want to buy things that aren't new, that is not an issue, because you can set it to be completely new. So there are things I want to buy new, and so I will set it that way, and I will only look at those things. And if I can find it new, then great, I'll buy it on Vinted. If not, then I will go to Amazon, let's say. Now, in terms of also reach, so if you're watching, so the thing to understand about Vinted is that it functions by groups, regional groups. So for example, if you're watching this video, let's say from Belgium, you have access to the Vinted in continental Europe. Now, if you're watching this video from the US, I think this is super exciting, because you're going to get access to British brands, for example. So I talk a lot about secondhand bags, for example, on this channel. And if there is, you check out one of my videos and you're like, oh, I really wish I could buy an Aspinall of London bag, let's say, and it's not possible to find them in the US potentially, then you could go on Vinted and get one from the UK, directly from a UK seller. They have worked out the customs and the tariffs and the taxes, and it's already included in the price as you pay. So that's really great because you get access to all these new brands and all these new items that you cannot actually get new in the country where you live. Now, talking about shipping and customs and customer protection fees and all that stuff. So I've sort of become like the Vinted guru of my real life, community. So when one of my friends is like wondering how to do something on Vinted, they'll just give me a call and I'll just walk them through it. So now I know also what the people's questions are and what their objections are, or what things they're wondering about before they start buying secondhand. So one of the questions or things that puzzles people is, so what about shipping? Like, what about like the price that I'm paying when I go through checkout is not the price that it was advertised at on the platform. The way I think about it is, if something is, let's say, on Amazon for £20 or dollars or whichever currency you're in, and it's on Vinted for, let's say, 8, even if shipping costs £2, that's still an object that will have cost you 10 instead of 20. Ethically as well, I like that concept because I find that there is so much consumerism, so much, the convenience culture where like you're in your bed at night scrolling and you think of something that you need, and it's so easy to just go on an online platform and just buy it, and then the next day you have it. So I think maybe shopping secondhand reduces the amount of stuff that we buy new, which means that potentially like we are doing something a bit better for the environment by like giving objects a second chance. We're basically participating in a circular economy. That means that we're not just like creating things from scratch and then they end up in landfill, or like creating things that are not necessarily needed and ends up being too much stock. And then it ends up in landfill anyway. So I think buying secondhand means that you're helping the bigger picture problem here, which is the sheer amount of stuff that we put out there in the world and all the waste. I also like it from an ethical point of view because of the fact that objects get a second chance, and I've mentioned this in a number of my videos, because I like to buy luxury items sometimes, and it's just a pity to think like, oh, this gorgeous bag, for example, is sitting in somebody's wardrobe and they're in its dust bag gathering, not gathering dust in this particular example because it's in a dust bag, but it's basically not getting a chance to be used. And I think from the perspective of the object, wouldn't it want to be used? I think it would. I think it would want a chance to fulfill its purpose. I really adhere to a concept that has been created by a British influencer here on YouTube. Her name is Mia McGrath, and I really like her concept. It's called frugal chic. What it says is that we like beautiful things. If it makes us happy to have these beautiful things, that's okay, and you should allow yourself to buy those pieces that are going to stay in your wardrobe forever, that are timeless, elegant, that are investments. And in parallel to that, you should also make sure that you save on the things that you don't really mind, you don't care about. And so then you're essentially navigating in parallel the idea that you can have beautiful luxury things and also save and make sure that you're safe financially, and that you create wealth through saving and investing. And so with buying secondhand, what that does is that it gives you access to luxury, but in an affordable form, where you pay a fraction of what you would pay for these things new, but it's still items that are worth buying, that are going to be in your wardrobe for a long time, if not forever, and that you're going to buy high quality things that are going to withstand the test of time. At the same time, you're also able, on the same platform on Vinted as well, you're also able to buy the everyday things for cheaper, so that instead of buying something for like 4 times the price new, if you don't really care about that item, you can buy it for a fraction of the price as well, and then you save on the everyday things that don't matter as well. So I think buying secondhand is completely aligned with the frugal chic mentality that I'm applying to my life. So I think it's really a good thing to participate in this movement, because also it slows down the buying process. Instead of like, oh, I want this thing, I go to the shop, I get it. You're basically searching. You're searching for things. It's not instantaneous. It requires a little bit of effort. So it slows everything down, and it makes sure that you're essentially just thinking about your purchases a bit more. Also thinking creatively about, okay, so I wanted this in black, but I've found it in, let's say, brown. Would that work in my wardrobe, or do I wait until I find it in black, for example? Or it helps you also to be a bit more flexible, fluid, to be more creative also with your purchases, so that if you find something that is really a treasure or a good deal, or something that you're interested in buying, then you have the time to think about, do I really want it? Should I make an offer? Is this the right price for me? Do I want to wait until I find it at a better price? And so it slows everything down. It's not like instant gratification. Now, because also Vinted is a selling platform, obviously you're buying things from people who are selling it, you can also sell. And that is amazing. That has been life-changing, because I'm now basically in perpetual decluttering mode. I live in a purpose-built flat that is very modern, and so has very little storage. It's like, if you saw the size of my wardrobe, you would be like amazed. It is essentially this wide. Like, I'm not kidding, like this wide. So I have to be very deliberate and intentional about the things that I keep and the things that I sell. So then every time I open my wardrobe or my shoe storage place, or any time I look at any object in my house, I'm thinking, do I still need this? Like, is this still useful to me on a daily basis? Is it worth anything? Could I sell it? And so this constant decluttering mode essentially just keeps your life very light, because you're not like burdened by like tons of stuff that you don't want anymore. When I open my wardrobe in the morning, I know that anything I have in there is going to fit me, is current, and I want it and I like it. So I highly recommend this mindset, and I think there's a lot of decluttering videos on social media at the moment, but like very pragmatically as well, aside from just keeping your life very light and manageable, and the amount of things that you own very manageable, it's also a great source of cash. So for things have gotten more expensive, there's more inflation everywhere. It's basically like an economy where you want to save as much as you can. And what I do is essentially I finance my purchases on Vinted by also selling on Vinted. So whatever I consider shopping to be extra, so it's not really in my budget, like I don't account for it, but whatever I sell on Vinted is fair game. Like that goes to whatever I want to buy on Vinted. So in a way, like the wallet that I have in Vinted is for my fun stuff. So like happy, no guilt, no scruples about then using it to buy something. So the more I can sell, the more I can update my wardrobe, or like buy things that are gonna like give me a little hit of dopamine. So it's a great motivator to find things that you want to sell. What else do you need to know about secondhand shopping and secondhand selling? I think basically that it's you don't need to take it very seriously. It's just a way to have a little bit of fun and to find good things that you wouldn't necessarily be able to afford otherwise, or to get rid of things that you don't want in your life anymore, and to make a little bit of space, and to essentially just be able to enjoy the things you already have more, because you can actually see them now. So I will be in this series doing how-to videos with screen videos. So you will see basically I will create an account from scratch. I will show you how to create a profile, how to set up your wallet, how to basically make sure that you're completely set up for reviews, etc. I will give you advice about how to properly sell on Vinted. So how to take, like what kind of photos you should take, how you should set up things, how you should price them, how to find the right price for the things that you're selling. I will also, of course, do videos on how to find treasures, because that's the whole purpose of this channel. How to set up the search functionality so that you really find the things that you're looking for and don't settle or compromise. Just generally answer any questions you may have on how to use this platform. I will focus on Vinted, but then I'll also have a little video on how to compare Vinted to other selling platforms, so you can also decide which platform is right for you. So I'll compare it to eBay and others. If that's of interest to you, stick around and I'll create a playlist so that you can find all those videos in one handy place. If you enjoyed this video today, please don't hesitate to give me a little help by subscribing and liking this video. I have been making videos on YouTube for 15 years, but I did take a long hiatus, and so I'm just rebuilding my audience here. So if you'd like to give me a little help, that would be happily and gratefully received. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye!